They can't get you upset, and it's making them super mad, all because you're not frustrated over what they're doing. Someone is constantly trying to get on your nerves, and we all know how it feels to have someone annoy us. But with this person, it's happening on purpose. It's not something that can be worked out. It's not something that is a misunderstanding. This person is trying to aggravate you for their own pleasure and for their own enjoyment. And the one thing that they get out of it is you're upsetting, your upsetment, you being upset, you getting angry, possibly even showing some signs of anger or rage. They get a real big kick out of that. It's like the angrier you get, the more they'll laugh, the funnier it is, the more this person will try to push your buttons, right? And you're teaching people how to deal with you. So this is why they get upset when you're not upset, is because they don't feel that they were as powerful as they once were. And the amount of power that they go for as much power as they can get. And if a person like you is overpowering them with, your patience, your peace, your connection with God, if you will take that route and allow yourself to stay calm, then this person is going to be the one upset. They're trying to transfer a negative spirit into you. So it's like they have the anger already. All right. Everybody trying to upset you and make you mad, they're already angry. So what you have to do is you have to let them stay upset. It takes a lot of maturity. It takes a lot of mental strength, but you have to let them be the one that stays upset. You have to let them be the one that stays angry. A lot of people are going to try to transfer their negative spirit into yours. All right. People get offended easily nowadays. People are more jealous more than ever because of social media. All right. If they get any hints, if they get any signs, or they can sense that you're living your best life or things are working out for you, they're going to show a disdain for you. They're going to have a level of negative energy towards you because things aren't working out for them that way. All right. People want things to be easy. A lot of people think that maybe you have it easy. Maybe you're not, you know, having it as tough as they are. And they look at you and they say, why you? Why should you have it so good? Why should you have it so easy? Totally disregarding what you've been through and your experiences. But it's not a problem for you, so don't make it one. All right. Countless times have many people tried to make their problem our problem, and some of us even let them because we didn't know any better. But now that you do know better, it's no benefit of you to make someone else's problem about you your own, especially if it's about you. You know, they do things to get on our nerves. So since we're involved, we internalize it. This person is doing this to me. This person is doing that to me. It's best to honestly look at the situation like this person didn't mean that. All right. It's best to accept the type of mindset to where things don't bother you. And there are certain things you have to do to acquire that mindset. You have to accept things in a way to where it doesn't bother you and you don't get upset. You may have to take a deep breath. You most definitely will have to take a deep breath to let it go, like one of those kind of things. But it's always good to take a deep breath. All right. But when you can tell yourself that the person didn't mean it, or that's not what they meant by that, or that person didn't mean me any harm, like that's the type of mindset of a God level patience right there. That's God level patience right there. Because a person that stays patient is a person that's not going to get pissed off. All right, you have to have patience, number one, today in this world. So it really all boils down to how we choose to deal with the situation. All right, we can cut a lot of people out of the equation like we're supposed to, and if you want to, you can forgive them, but forgiveness is an inside job. Forgiveness isn't walking up to someone and saying, "Hey, I forgive you." For you don't even want them to know that you're reaching a different level of energy than the one they want to put you on, because now they could possibly try something else. A lot of people are vindictive, and once they see you get over what it is they do to you, if they see you get over it and you're unaffected by it, they'll just try to do something else. So it's best to just keep it to yourself. Like, I wouldn't walk up to anybody and forgive them. You don't need people knowing that you're growing, or knowing that you're evolving, or knowing that you're choosing better. Like, most people who have hurt you and who are kind of narcissistic or vindictive in that kind of way, to where they're sadistic, they want to see something bad happen to you, they'll just find something else to do, or they'll say something, or you'll go to forgive them and they'll find a way to turn that into an argument. All right, or you'll go to forgive them and they'll just find a way to make it backfire on you. So forgiveness is an inside job. You can forgive them in your own mind and just not even deal with them. Just pretty much just leave them where they are peacefully. So it's up to you how you want to deal with the person after letting go. If this person is someone that continues to make you upset, and it's like they continue to bring the rage and frustration up out of you, then you might just want to keep your distance from that person, because now more than ever, people are turning into demons, and it's like they will get upset and allow themselves to turn into one over what somebody else is doing. And it's like you have to control your inner negativity as well. All right, when they're bothering you and they're getting on your nerves, it's you and how you feel about it. It's no longer anything that has anything to do with them. And that's how you have to look at it. If you sit there and be upset over what someone did, you're pretty much in the state. If you sit there being upset over what someone did, you're pretty much in the state of being a fool. All right, so camera cut off. So I'm just picking up where I left off at. But you don't want to be a fool. All right, you want to be able to use your mind and use your intelligence over what this person is doing. And what I'm learning how to let negative situations go as soon as they happen. And that's the best thing for you to do. If something is bothersome, if something is troubling you, if something is frustrating you, don't let it. Let it go as soon as it happens. All right, and you can practice this with your own life way before anybody comes in and tries to upset you or make you mad. Right? Anything that makes you mad, immediately just let it go. All right. Anything that makes you upset, immediately choose a different mental state. Like, you have to, like, quickly, right? As soon as you get upset, you have to quickly decide to not be upset and not even pay any more attention or mind to the spirit that's trying to bring you into the negativity, because sometimes that negative spirit will just pop up even in us over things that we're going through. Maybe you spill something on your shirt, or maybe you forget something, or maybe something doesn't work out and your anger starts to bother you. If you choose not to be angry and just not go wrong with whatever went wrong during the situation, because there's a saying, um, things may go wrong, but don't go wrong with them. Shout out to Les Brown. All right. If things go wrong, don't go wrong with them. Don't take up the energy or match the energy of the situation. If the situation is meant to make you mad, don't match the energy of the situation. All right. Um, the more you practice getting over things that you don't like, things that aren't good, people that you don't like, the better it's going to be for you to conquer that spirit within yourself. So that way, when you're dealing with other people, it's like, if you already aren't pressed by your own self, pushing your own buttons. You're not going to let anybody press you by pushing your buttons. All right, the button's already going to be pushed from yourself. You know, if you don't allow people to push your buttons, they can't. And the best way to do that is just by just letting it slide, and not like letting it slide in a way to where it's like you're gonna keep letting them do it, but letting things slide in a way where it's not making you mad or upset, and you're peaceful about the situation, or level headed. All right. That's the word. You're able to just be level headed about the situation. It's best to be level headed about situations versus, getting upset or getting frustrated, getting out of pocket, because that's what these demons want. And stress can kill you. Stress can harm your organs. It could ruin your day. You can get so mad over something to where it's like now your whole day is destroyed. And now you have to spend time getting your energy back to its original state. So it's best to just do that in the beginning, because whenever you don't originally let something go that's negative, as soon as it happens, even when it does make you upset and get you angry later on, if you want to let it go and get back to having the day that you were originally, you're going to have to let it go and choose to have choose some type of peaceful thought to think in its place eventually. So you might as well not wait. What's the point of getting all mad and upset for and having to do it anyway? That doesn't make sense. You don't want to, stress yourself out like that, wear yourself out like that. Stress is tiresome. All right. A lot of these situations will tire you out so bad you might even have to, lay down for a little bit. But that's why meditation is always good. If you can meditate in the beginning of the day, thank God for waking up, close your eyes, take a deep breath, connect with the source, connect with the most high, then that's gonna curtail the spirit of your day. All right. Don't put on the news. Don't put on any anxiety provoking, thought making TV shows. None of that. Just have you some quiet time, pull your Bible out, read a few scriptures, say a prayer, connect with God, take a few deep breaths, meditate, relax. And the more relaxed you are and peaceful you are when things arise that may try to bother you, or somebody may try to frustrate you, you're going to be a lot more calmer and chill about the situation. And all these egotistical people all these egotistical people, um they're going to pretty much just, fall off to the wayside by you not getting upset or frustrated. All right. The more mad they try to make you, it's the more angry they are actually. So like I said, they're the ones that are already angry, and they're the ones that are already upset. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to hit you with that anger, because they're not trying to be the only one. All right. So yes, it is a misery loves company thing, but you don't have to keep them company. All right. Someone could be trying to make you miserable, all up in your face, all up in your cubicle, all up in your space, you know, and it could be someone that is just doing behavior that over time would get on a person's nerves and make them react. So instead of reacting when you feel that moment of wanting to, it's best to just tell yourself, you know what, I'm looking at this the wrong way. Let me not take it this way. It's all about your perception, and it's all about how you take it. And I had someone tell me that, God rest their soul. I had someone tell me that it's all about your perception. And it never really left my mind because I didn't understand it, but now I understand it. How you perceive things is how you see things. All right. You could either perceive and grieve, or you could perceive and be relieved. All right. So I'm not going to perceive and grieve anymore. I'm not going to perceive things that people are doing as something that's annoying, something that gets on my nerves. All right. And that's the understanding of, if people are trying to get on your nerves, don't let them get on your nerve. You have to forgive yourself for letting them get on your nerve. All right. So once you forgive yourself, you pretty much really don't have to deal with the person anymore. You should forgive them as well. But like I said, forgiveness is an inside job. It's not something you do and walk up to a person and be like, "Hi, I forgive you." If the person is not worth walking up to them and saying, "Hi, I forgive you." You don't just want to walk up and just dole your forgiveness out to everyone, because face to face, you know, them being able to see you forgive them, they don't deserve that. All right. A lot of people, like I said, will try to twist that up or make that into something else. You don't need that. Oh, what are you forgiving me for? You think I'm the problem? Or you like open up a whole new can of worms, and for a situation that you're trying to dead, and this person wants to keep it alive because they rather have the conflict keep going than be resolved. A lot of people who act like this, they're drama oriented. All right, and they are looking for people who they could bring up in their problem, their issue, their drama. If something's not going right for them, then things aren't supposed to go right for anybody. That's not the way the world works, but that's the way some people think. All right, so congratulations, you're not getting frustrated over their traps. You're not getting angry over their the negativity they're trying to bring into your life, because it's a lot of that out there, especially towards people who can mind their business and whose lives are going well. People can see that God's people are up on the rise. All right. And the fact that we're staying away from them, they think that, we may be too good, or you know, we think we're better than other people. I don't think I'm better than anyone. It's just, I know who to stay away from. I don't think I'm better than anyone, but I know who to stay away from. All right. So sometimes there are people that it's just better for you to stay away from, because, this person is just a pain, and you don't want to be in pain mentally and be straining and stressing and trying to, do mental gymnastics to be able to find peace and stop you from wringing somebody's neck. But definitely don't wring their neck, because it's going to be your neck that gets wrung. All right, some kind of way, somehow, even if it's uh uh in another way. Um, so it's always good to treat these kinds of people like children. All right, it's always good to treat them like little kids, because that, I mean, honestly, that's the spirit that they're coming in. They're coming in a childlike spirit with a childlike mindset. They're very fragile. You try to work things out, they're not willing to. You tell them about themselves, they can't take it, they can't stand it. I mean, being told about yourself is uncomfortable. All right, some people eat. Some people will sweat bullets. I've seen people sweat bullets when they get told about themselves, but they take it, they deal with it, they take it on the chin, they take their correction, and they go fix themselves, and they go about living their life. All right, but some people are just super mad, and they're always going to be upset with the way the world is, and they're not going to be able to find any positivity. They're not going to be able to find anything good to focus on. And if you can find something better to focus on, that's what you do. Is all it is just taking your mind off of something that's going to make you upset and putting it on something that is going to make you feel good. All right, you have control over your mind, not anything outside of it. You have control over your mind, not a negative person and their actions. Stop giving people the power to manipulate you, because you're choosing to get angry over something that they did. It's called internalizing. You're internalizing it because it happened to you. I understand. It's your experience. It happened to you. But what you have to do is you have to use your mind, because this is the matrix, and you can override any thought and tell yourself how to feel, tell yourself how to think. You can tell yourself what to think and tell yourself what to feel. All right. And that's just a process of reprogramming your mind, which is going to reprogram your cells, which is going to reprogram your vibration, or vice versa, reprogram your vibration, and it's going to reprogram your cells. But if you find yourself getting angry, all you got to do is talk to yourself. Yo, let's not get angry over what this person did. Let's not get upset over what this person did. They didn't mean it. Let's relax. Let's chill. Let's calm down. and let's be level-headed about this situation, because a level-headed person is always going to be able to find a way to make a situation work out for them, even if it's not the best situation. But a level-headed person is going to be able to think through the situation. A person who gets angry and frustrated is only going to be able to react. All right. And that's not the type of thinking that we want to do. All right. There's little to no thinking when you react. It's just you feel something and then boom, you act off of it. And a lot of people make a lot of mistakes by doing that and get themselves into irreversible situations. And that's not something that we want for ourselves. All right. So, let's make these people mad as they can get. All right. If they're upset and angry and they're trying to pass on the savings, they deserve to stay upset. They deserve to, stay in that attitude that they have, especially if they don't want to learn by example and change. And that's why a lot of people are even offended and upset at you in the first place, because who are you for them to have to learn from or pick up anything from or change from? And it's not like a ego thing. It's just who has the skills kind of thing. God has blessed us to be able to, think through, analyze, process things a certain way, where other people could, learn something or pick up from it, pick up game. All right. We're blessed with a lot of game when it comes to, you know, learning from our mistakes, learning from life in general, learning from the things that happen to us and how to prevent them from happening again. A lot of us have gone through things to where, the information that we know would do a lot of people some good, because we're using it to do ourselves some good. All right. So you probably notice that when you're on jobs, you're like the most peaceful person. If you watch my videos and you've allowed them to help you, a lot of people come into my comments and say my videos have changed their life. And that is awesome, man. That makes me feel so good, because that's the main reason why I do it. All right. The main reason is to better myself as well. Not going to lie. All right. And nobody wants to be broke. Nobody wants to be poor. But being able to help people, and that be the way that I can provide for myself and make a living for myself. I think that's a good thing to work towards. I think that's a positive thing to want to do. And especially if you love to do it, I think that's a very positive thing as well, because if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. All right. So when you're around people, you probably can tell and probably notice that you're one of the most peaceful people. All right. Unless people are on the same time as you, unless people are, working on themselves, or they're just cool already and they're just not that kind of person. All right. I can see the stress and the worry, and, not that I let it bother me, but I could see that on other people. And it's like, yo, if they would do this with their mind, they wouldn't allow this person to manipulate them that way, or they wouldn't let life manipulate them that way. So all you're doing is not letting them manipulate you, and that's what's making them upset. All right, they're master manipulators. They're supposed to be able to get you to do what they want. You're supposed to be getting upset over them because they're, so powerful and so whatever, so, evil, I guess. But it's like you just don't want to be bothered that kind of way anymore. And for me, it took me a while to get to a point to where I'm unbothered by people, but I would always wonder why I was affected more than other people seem to be affected. And the reason why you will be affected more than other people will be affected is probably because you're an empath, and you can, like, you can feel the negative energy that people have towards you, and you might have confused it as your own. That's another thing. You might have confused that negative energy as your own. And that's why it's best to, do the forgiveness to yourself and forgive these people. All right. Because you don't want to take on their spirit. You don't want to take on that energy. They'll have you walking around hating them just for the fact that they transfer their energy into you, and you're not a hater at all. And this is how these people actually get off and try to get a better feeling about themselves by using you and your frustration and your anger. All right. That's why when you get mad and you get upset, they walk around with that dumb look on their face, like that I'm better than you kind of look. And it's like, no one's better than anyone, but leave it to them, because they can frustrate you or make you mad, and now you're hating them. That's what they want, because they're jealous of you and they're haters to you. So what makes a hater more comfortable than someone, to be loved, to be loved, to be loved, like coming to America, to be loved. All right. It's all about being loved. All right. And there's a thin line between love and hate. You hate someone, you're thinking about them, you're sending energy out towards them, they're on your mind, you feel some type of way about them, they'll take that. They will take that hate in a heartbeat. And that they will take that hate in a heartbeat. All right. And try to put hate in your heartbeat. They want your heart to beat on the hate frequency instead of the love frequency. All right. I'm done being on that hate frequency, being mad at people, stressing over them, hating them because they won't change, and the type of attitude that they have towards myself or just life in general. I can't control people. It is a drag to be around people who have that type of mindset, to where it's like they don't believe things will work out. So now you got to hear them complain about life and all these things. It's like, yo, man, why complain when you could change whatever you want to change about your life, yourself, your world, and make things better? But, some people like to complain. It gives them a sense of, it gives them a sense of peace, I guess. I'm not sure. But, complaining is not my thing. All right. I get on here and I do my YouTube thing, but I don't see this as complaining. These are not complaints. So it is better for you to just change and work things out and become a different person, reinvent yourself, than to just stay someone that is always going to be upset for their whole life. I can't do that. Life is too good. There's too much life to enjoy. There's too much, things that God gave us to be pleased by. The sun, nature, blue skies, a beautiful day. You have the time, the opportunity to do something for yourself. This is why I don't understand. I mean, I know work sucks and I know having a job sucks, but it's like, if I could do something where I could, help myself, work for myself, take care of myself, I'm cool with that. It may be annoying when I have to go do it, but I'm gonna find some peace in the fact that I'm able to do what I need to do, and I'm here because I know when I get paid, I'm gonna take this money and it's gonna make my life better. So it's like, I don't understand being miserable at work. All right. I understand there are some things that happen outside of life that make a person miserable. All right. And I understand there are people who try to make people miserable. But once you figure out how not to be affected by your outside life at the job, and once you figure out how not to be affected by other miserable people, and you get hit with that misery spirit, all right, once you figure out how to still maintain a positive attitude, and you work your mind so that way you can still maintain a a a a, a level of feeling good. It's like things become easier. All right, once you learn how to use your mind, and you're not wearing yourself down with the stress of whether you're going to be able to keep your job, because you're reacting to people, you don't know how to handle certain situations. You get mad, you get upset when things either don't go your way, or somebody's purposely trying to get on your nerves, and you can see it, but they're acting like that's not what they're doing. These are things that, a person that goes through these things worries about. It's like, yo, am I going to be able to keep this job because of how people are? And I may not be ready to handle the situation yet, or I might not know how. So it's like, once you can elevate yourself to a level to where you know how to deal with life, All right, you deal with life positively. You don't deal with life from a woe is me point of view or a catastrophic point of view to where you downward spiral, and if things go wrong, you go wrong with them. Somebody wants you to be upset, you get angry over what they're doing. Like, looking back, we may not have all the control over ourselves that we want now, but as long as you're making progress, you see how foolish it is that at one point you allowed yourself to get upset over what someone did. Because if you look at it from a you point of view over what you allow versus what you don't allow yourself to do, then it's like you have so much power. All right. And you're not giving it away, and you're using it. You're not just letting it lie dormant. This is how you play chess back with these people. Silence, keeping your composure, keeping your peace of mind, not letting them break down the barriers of your mind, not letting them destroy the walls of Jericho of your mind. All right. Of course they want to see you upset and frustrated. Everything looks like it works out for you. Everything looks like it's going well for you. You look like $1,000,000. All right. You look good, you feel good, and you most likely you smell good. All right. I hope you do. All right. Now, I'm sure everybody watching my channel by now is looking good, feeling good, and smelling good. Okay, because that's the motto. All right, that's the motto that we live by. All right, look good, feel good, smell good. Put God first. Put your health second. Put your finances third, and don't let anything get in between. All right, always in the green, and never in between. Shout out to everybody who knows where that's from. Okay. Um, always in the green and never in between. All right, they had Jesus pointing at his heart. All right, they had the Christ pointing at his heart. Always in the green, never in between. The green is the heart chakra. Sometimes you got to rise above it. You know, all right, I'm getting that a lot of people are growing, and it's like, now that you've grown, you see just how strong you are, and you're tougher, and people just don't get to you like they used to. And I'm sure that's a life thing as well. I'm sure that's a wisdom. I'm sure that's like wisdom gained over time. But you got to give yourself some credit for working on yourself and for choosing to not always be that kind of person, because some people don't grow. Some people will stay the same and stay who they are, and they'll never change. And just thank God that's not you. They can't get you upset. It's making them super mad, all because you're not frustrated over what they're doing. They're supposed to be more powerful than you. So when their attacks don't work, they're going to be mad. So let them stay mad. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Shout out to you, VIVs. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about the video, or any videos you'd like me to make, any topics you'd like me to make videos on. And I'll see you all later. Peace, love, and light.